Hello everyone, welcome to the Hindu editorial reading program presenting by Diction Addiction. Today's Hindu editorial title is Jobbing Children on a COVID-19 Vaccine for Kids. As a milestone, the subject expert committee's recommendation to the drugs controller to grant emergency use authorization for Covaxin among children aged 2 to 18 years is huge. If the Drugs Controller General of India goes ahead and grants approval, it will be the first vaccine to be administered to children in India. While other vaccine, JCOVD, has been granted EUA, it is still to be administered. Trials have started with the Serum Institute COVAX for children, extending the timeline of any other COVID-19 vaccine for actual use in children. On the front of it, it seems like a tremendous achievement within a short period. While the data seem to have convinced the SEC that there is a cause to make it considered recommendation, none of that is yet in public domain. At the time of SEC's announcement, that is Subject Expert Committees, Bharat Biotech presented interim data from the phase 2-3 trials to the DCGI, as a safety follow-up is longer in this case. 1 month after two doses, an immunogenicity check and safety follow-up are done, according to reports. The company claimed the data indicated that vaccine used the same product and presentation as the adult vaccine was safe. The 2-dose Covaxin was administered to 525 children 28 days apart after it received the nod to conduct trials on children in May this year. A possible unintended but welcome outcome of the pandemic is the stress on being transparent about scientific data generated in trials. Data from other vaccine trials have routinely been posted in the public realm, not just with state regulators. Working on vaccine or drug regimens with the children is challenging on many fronts. To start with, it's not merely a case of sizing down adult dose for children. Children have distinct developmental and physiological differences, and WHO recommends that clinical trials in children are essential to develop age-specific, empirically verified therapies and interventions to determine the best possible treatment for them. Their bodies work in very different ways and they undergo many changes as they grow from infancy towards adolescence and adulthood, calling for age de-escalation studies in trials, beginning with an older age group and working towards the youngest group. Another question experts are raising is whether the cohort of 525 children is large enough to win an EUA, or if incremental number should be added. Given the size of the target pediatric teen population, many of these questions are easily addressed with the publication of the data. While the recommendation is only that it has indeed raised extraordinary expectation in the community. The DCGI, as it considers the subject expert committees advice should address the concerns raised and reinstate the issue of transparency to its rightful place as the cornerstone of scientific temper, besides infusing confidence in the public. This is all about today's editorial. If you look into the editorial, it is clearly saying 2 points. One is that it's a welcoming point because most of the children who are away from the school because of fear of pandemic, once they are vaccinated, and they'll get a confidence to enter into the school, and school system will become normal all over the world. Second thing is that's a welcome note. Second thing is that the children who are from 2 to 18 years, this short is for 2 to 18 years, and they started, they are using this same formula of co-vaccine used for adults. Here they have grouped into the 2 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, and they conduct the trials. And this is process called as a de-escalation, means they start with the 12 to 18, 6 to 12, and 2 to 6 is the last group to consider for the clinical trials. But only concern about the expert is that 525 children are used for these clinical trials. Is this enough or not? Is a question. So if you look into because we can say it's enough because the formula of Covaxin is same as the adult one. So there is no issue of safety and immunogenicity. And follow-up is done for longer time also, right? But if they can increase the trial, cohort size, population, clinical trials population, then that can increase the confidence in the parents to roll out the vaccine for their children. And second thing is that this data is not in public domain. It's yet to be published. Once the data is published, we will know the efficacy and the safety, and everything will come out once it is published, and that's where we can make a choice. But it is a welcome note. It's a very good development for the children, for the children. Thank you all for listening, and if at all you like it,
please share and
subscribe. Thank you all.
And